gonna make a video right now about 3 different ages of Asian water monitor eggs and how they look when you candle them, how they look normally with no light being shined through them, as well as how they feel as far as texture and hardness, firmness versus softness. So these eggs are about 2 months old, and you can see the beginning of an arterial system in there. And I know these are good eggs because by this time, if they weren't, they'd be moldy. It's kind of hard to actually determine any specific arteries. One thing, these eggs are kind of dirty, but another thing is that monitor eggs develop kind of slow, and I incubate them kind of cool. So they develop slowly, naturally, and due to the incubation temperature. So at 2 months, the arteries are extremely small and somewhat difficult to see. One thing with eggs that are this new is they are very firm. They feel very solid. And I cannot, without squeezing them super hard, I can't even get this egg to dent a little bit. It is a very solid, robust egg. And that is going to be a critical factor that we'll see moving through the next 2 clutches of eggs. This is a clutch of eggs that's about 4 months old. I'm not going to do a side-by-side comparison with the other ones, but you can go back and look at them and then look at these, and especially this one, you can see how it's almost swelling, and that's very normal. It's taking on moisture as the embryo inside of it is developing. And if you can see there, even I just saw a little baby lizard move around in there, and you can see a very robust arterial system on that egg. I am going to kind of shift these eggs around a little bit while we do this because they are swelling, which is very natural at this stage. But in this specific type of incubation box, if these eggs swell too much and they push against each other, they will pop one another. I've had that happen a few times. It's really sad. It's something to really be cautious about when you get to this stage of incubation. I'm seeing a lot of baby Asian water monitors move in these eggs, which is always so cool to actually see that the lizards are alive and moving. Oh wow, that was a big move. I take it they don't like that light. These eggs are still pretty hard, pretty robust. I wouldn't expect them to be getting any softer just yet, even though they are swelling and taking on a lot of extra liquid fluid. This clutch of eggs was laid in December of 2022, and they are due to hatch any day now. I'm going to candle them, and what I'm looking for is big dark masses and huge arterial system. At this point, the lizards are pretty much too big to move around in that egg when I shine the light on them. They still can, and you still can see some movement, but nothing like you're gonna see in the 4 to 6 month eggs when those embryos are really on the move. So that's what an egg that's about to hatch looks like when you candle it. Now, these eggs are much softer than the others. I can squeeze it, they're fairly squishy, And this is the first time I've squeezed them in 8 months. They actually probably have another week left, because by the time they're about to hatch, these eggs should be a bit squishier than they are now, and the shell should almost feel paper thin. It still feels a little robust to me to be hatching in the next couple of days. That egg right there will probably be the first one to hatch. I'm trying to get a good angle here, but you can see it's dented on the top. That means it's very close to hatching. This egg is very soft, almost paper thin, great arterial system. Little baby lizard in there. That egg will probably be the first one, and I would expect it to hatch this week. I do not expect all the eggs to hatch at the same time. I have only had that happen one time. I came in, and it was actually a few days early, and every egg had hatched in one of these boxes. It was quite a sight to see. When they're about to hatch, I take off that saran wrap I had on the others and just put the cap on it. And I also, for a little extra precaution, I put clips on the side to keep this top on if they do hatch. Now this is not airtight. If the little lizards hatch, they can breathe. The eggs can respirate even with the top clamped down. Now if I clamp this top down with that saran wrap on it, totally different story. That is pretty much airtight and is not a good idea. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like and a follow, and I'm going to continue trying to make videos pertaining to how we run our Asian water monitor breeding operation at Jade Reptiles.